Hi guys, this is Justin with Joe Sanju here, and on today's video I want to walk you through a slideshow of a product that I did about a year or so ago, and that was to create my own custom Umbaku figure. I did share some of these pictures online on my Instagram account, but I really want to kind of talk you through what I did and why I did it. So let's get started. So I want to show you the inspiration, which is the actor Winston Duke, who played the movie version of M'Baku in the Black Panther movie. To get an effective face was very, very hard because most doll figure faces, they're usually very smiley, which we see in this case, so there will be corrections that had to be made for that. For the armor and some of the clothing pieces, I did use the time figure from the Alice in the Looking Glass movie series to kind of get some of those pieces together. I ordered a body from China on eBay. The body was very muscular, the skin color was right, but the neck post was not. So to kind of give it something for the head to sit on, I had to put a dollop of hot glue on the post and then harden it in the freezer to give it something to sit on. So then, starting to just be really creative, I took the headpiece from the time figure, which was kind of like molded vinyl, and then I cut it down the bias and kind of just made it into a breast piece. And I thought that was really cool, just to kind of think outside of the box, using pieces of something else to create something even different. Next, I used the long, tall boots that came on the time figure, cut them down to size to make them match more to the ones that M'Baku wore, and then for the extra pieces that were cut off, I used them for the upper body armor. So just, again, being creative and seeing how I could use pieces in a different way. So here, just everything all laid out. We see M'Baku, we see some of the glue, we see some of the little raffia pieces that I used to make him the little skirt, all of that together, putting some of the other elements of the time figure up there on his upper torso, just again to make him his armor. After that was all said and done, I did add some faux fur around the body, and this was pretty much the conclusion of making the body part of the costume. So I was very, very happy how it all turned out. But as you see, the figure is super smiley, and we definitely have to do something about that. M'Baku is very animalistic, he's very masculine, he's very warrior-like, and he does not smile. On top of that, he also has, his wonderful natural hair, so we need to recreate this on this Ken Fashionista figure. So we're going to do that just by using some nail epoxy, some little silicone molding stuff. You can get this even at the dollar store. I got this at Walmart just for a couple of bucks. And we're just going to carve some hair that was actually molded on a 6-inch action figure, a wrestling figure. We're going to take some of that off and put that onto our 12-inch figure and then remold it with some of the putty to give some more texture to the hair. So now I just want to show you a comparison of how the doll looks so far. Again, Winston Duke is at the bottom, and we have before and the after. But let's see how we get to that after. So again, we're going to start by using the 6-inch wrestling figure. And we're going to borrow some of his hair. Thankfully, this character had some really nice kind of like, not necessarily dreads, but natural hair on the back of his head. And I just sculpted it off with a little blade. And I used that to reattach to the 12-inch figure. So in this next picture that you're about to see, you kind of see how I really did go really deep into there to get that piece off. And then you'll see as we progress, using that same cut off piece, attaching it towards the front to kind of give him like his little high top natural hairdo. And then using the nail fix putty, just kind of using a toothpick to kind of go through and give some more texture as you're about to see. And that texture matches the rest of the hair, and then it just kind of blends out into the rest of the hair to kind of make it look like a faded hot top with a natural look. And then to get that all to match, just again, painting that all one color back to black. But then as you see here, before we get to the next picture, he does have a nice lineup, but we need to make that look more natural, like someone who actually lived in a tribe out in, the wilderness of the jungle, who didn't go to the barber, so they would have more of a natural hairline. So I just painted that on with some acrylic black paint and made his natural hairline pop out. I was very proud of this because this is literally the first time that I've ever done anything like this, and this is how my figure turned out. So I placed him in my garden for some pictures in natural light. We have his complete costume, updated his hair, updated his facial hair as well. I also blended out his lip color and the white teeth that were showing, just to give him a very natural, muted mouth. So I hope you guys like this project, and I will do more like that. Thank you so much for viewing this.